You should have went and locked your boy up. You should have locked him up. You should have locked him up. Why you didn't lock him up? Why you didn't lock him up? If you fire him, you know he should be in jail.
That's
you
right.
know that. You know that. Y'all know you don't train nobody like that, man.
What I witnessed third day and the third night was people that were continuing their sort of besiegement of the precinct. It never let up. From the first 2-3 days, it never let up. When I went home, there was people still in the streets. There were still people surrounding the precinct.
Unicorn out here again. The precinct's on fire tonight. The people ain't gonna go for it, man. We done. We wanted to try to bring the peace. We ain't being peaceful, man.
Honestly, I really think the system is really just built against black people, man. Like this, because you don't really see them doing this shit to white people all the time. This shit's crazy.
The police never communicated with any of the crowd. They never gave dispersal orders to any of the crowd. The police just fired on the crowd.
All right, they're just getting pepper sprayed. You see their barricades are like tore down. People almost managed to breach the 3rd precinct earlier. Ah, shit! The police
The spatial situation of the 3rd precinct lays out in a way where there's huge parking lots, and those huge parking lots ended up becoming like communication zones.
It looks like they have a medical tent up there. They have some supplies. They have a lot going on up here. The community is looking out for itself up here. The community is helping itself in every which way. It's amazing to see. Wow, the lasers totally stopped this police from firing. And then the other officer was like, no, stop. Look at the people with the laser. Those lasers are very effective on these shooters. I've seen multiple times different lasers get shown at a shooter and they've stopped shooting because they lose their sight. That's tear gas, that first one. They're putting buckets and cones on it. Shit. This is a genuine uprising. This is thousands of people. It's like the whole parking lot. There's fires in it, there's parties in it, there's people seeking justice. There's hundreds of people out here on these streets. There's thousands back here. God damn. All these tear gas are being shot because of people that sort of breached the side a little bit.
I want everybody to be safe out here. Make sure y'all are protected. Y'all got masks, goggles, because it's getting real out here.
Prosecuting those 4 officers, that's justice to me right now.
Right.
Yeah, hopefully that happens pretty quick. Hey, Mayor Fry, take a word, man. We hurting out here.
You know, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of destruction, there's a lot of anger in the air, you know, and you can definitely feel it. It's unfortunate that it had to come to this, but, you know, when you have injustice taking place on this, you know, the scale that it is, it's about time, you know, it's just a matter of time before this explodes and, you know, the powder keg gets ignited, so.
We had gone down to Target area and we're interviewing people. One of them specifically was saying, as some fires were burning, that they were hoping, as they were a Southside resident their whole life, they were hoping that that wasn't in vain. They had told us a story about how forest fires will be created, but then it's a beautiful new growth that happens after them. They compared that to what they hope they saw after this.
If properties and things have to burn down for new things to rebuild, then that's what it is. And it's sad because right now people don't have a job to go to. People don't have access to groceries. People don't have access to the normal things that they would go and buy at these stores. I went to MTS. This is MTS right here. Fucked up. Them kids cannot go to school. I went to that fucking school. But you know what? Things have to happen sometimes for change. Sometimes it has to get worse before it gets better. This is history. None of us has seen this in our lifetime. And we're gonna remember this for the rest of our lives, and I hope to God that my city doesn't burn in vain.
It was actually an incredible interview that then led into maybe about 20 minutes later, me actually realizing that the police had left from the 3rd precinct. What we saw in the videos of them leaving was the police leaving really abruptly and quickly in some transport vehicles and shooting a lot of maybe their less lethals that they had at that spot back at the crowd as they left.
What's up?
Well, everybody was chanting and everything like that, and all of a sudden I could see the cops going into their vehicles and stuff like that, and the next thing I know, everybody was just chasing after them.
Immediately after that, the crowd filed in to the whole area around the precinct.
This is the precinct right here, the people that breached. People are breaking all the windows. People are in the parking lot area, burning the spy cams. I think people have breached into the precinct. Wow. Wow. People breached the precinct.
There was a lot of different thoughts as to when people were starting to go into the precinct. What smoke was coming out? Was it tear gas? Was it the police shooting at people? Were they inside still? So it was really tense moments out there. We ended up going into the precinct. Before we went in, we saw people coming out with like riot shields, with a riot helmet specifically, people that came out with belts, with handcuffs on them. Once we got into the precinct, we noticed that there was a few moments where people were like running out and they thought it was tear gas that was getting shot in, but it wasn't. It was just smoke because people were setting fires to a whole bunch of different rooms.
This is the 3rd precinct. There's a fire started. And the sprinklers are coming on in that room. This is the 3rd precinct right here. It has got ran through. Fires are starting in multiple rooms. The 3rd precinct. The precinct where the officers were employed. Again, this is for George Floyd, murdered by Minneapolis police officers from the 3rd precinct. This is what they were drinking on their breaks. It's like bullets burning up.
When we went in there the first time, we think that there was a pack of like bullets that was on fire because I heard the bullets pow, 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 pow as they were exploding. That's when I scurried out.
There's 2 rooms in there already set on fire. People are going in to set more on fire. The 3rd precinct in Minneapolis is about to be lit on fire. The rage is palpable and physically seen and felt. People are now going through some of the equipment that they're finding.
You saw a lot of people who were actually very joyous. Ton of youth. I didn't really see many elders there at all. Tons of youth and a lot of people claiming they're from the South Side, claiming that this is how South Side does it. A lot of people just continually saying fuck 12 and fuck the police, and this is what they get, and burn it all to the ground. And those were some of the similar things that we continue to hear. We ended up going back in there a little bit later and saw a little bit more of the damage, and it was just a ton of water on the ground, just flooding out. And people are on the 2nd, 3rd floors, people were in the basement, and by the time we got in there, like I said, there was tons of fires already set. But the sprinkler system was incredible, and so the sprinkler system was setting out every fire that was getting lit. People were continually trying and trying and trying.
Upstairs.
People came out with a Minneapolis police jacket and burnt that on the side of the parking lot. And so people were joyous when that was burning. It was very interesting at that moment where I was filming. You could see Target in the background. You could see fireworks being lit off as people were celebrating the precinct being taken down. And people were burning a Minneapolis Police Department jacket right there. And so people were cheering that on.
Looks like that is a Minneapolis police officer's shirt, jacket.
Let's go! Yeah! Fuck 12! Yeah! Let's go!
We serious out here. We mad as hell. And this shit ain't gonna stop. Motherfuckers gonna be out here all night and in the morning. And I'm gonna be here with them. So it ain't stopping. They gonna have to stop us though.
Talk about how it is to be a youth right now. Seeing all these people that are also youth as well.
Shit, we all just coming together and doing what we supposed to do. They hurt dudes, so we gotta do this. We gotta show them we ain't going for that no more. You know what I'm saying?
This is what democracy looks like, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens when you get fed up with the fucking democracy that we've been given. ACAB, all cops are fucking bastards.
Buildings will get rebuilt. You cannot rebuild a dead life.